We spoke about the teams, the fantasy teams, and the changes that were made, except for absentee's team
because he was absent.
He was clearly absent, and he's back for this video right now. And we're gonna go through the matches, how they occurred, and what was exciting about each of them. Let's see. So, where do we start from?
Ecuador.
Ecuador.
I think they played the first match. No, Wales and Iran was the first match.
Okay. Yeah, that's the first match. So yeah, very interesting match. Let's look at the score. 2-0. Who wants to take up on this one?
I mean, I don't think.
I think that the silence answers the question.
Actually, I think we could take a few conclusions out of this game. From what I didn't watch it, but from what I heard, the Bale and Ramsey, their mind is at the right place, but their bodies just can't do it anymore.
Okay.
That was the problem. They couldn't create anything, and to everyone, it looked like it would end in a draw until the red card to the goalkeeper. First red card of the World Cup, by the way.
Yeah.
And then Iran managed to capitalize. That's all.
The first team scoring 2 goals in extra time. That was also because of the red card, but good scoreline. Not the most favorable teams. That's why I think most of us haven't watched.
Made the group very
interesting to see that Iran only had 38% possession but had 21 shots.
Yeah. Oh.
So whenever they got the ball, they shoot.
Yeah, basically. I think all the shots came after Wayne Hennessy got sent off.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I think
Probably testing the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Right. So that's that for Iran and Wales. Next is Qatar and Senegal. Qatar finally had their first goal.
Did people see the penalty that was disallowed for Qatar? Very similar to Cristiano's, even more so. This was a more so penalty, but it was disallowed, and Qatar, I think they deserved a penalty there.
So when was the penalty? When did that happen? After halftime?
I don't know.
Because after half is
I
when Senegal
scored. I saw a reel.
Okay.
So that's how
reliable
information. Yeah.
So yeah, nothing extraordinary about the stats. The goals were there. I think Senegal was right on it from the start. 1 goal in first half, 2 goals in the second half. So yeah.
A quick point. Even though Senegal scored 3 and it came from unlikely sources, and Marif was waiting for Ismail Assar to do something.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for him.
Yeah, Ismail Assar has been betraying me, and I'm still betting on him for yet another week. Hopefully, let's see. So Netherlands, Ecuador, very shocking scoreline. I was hoping one of these teams to outscore the other one, because Ecuador was having good matches so far with the Valencia scoring. Netherlands was doing good too with Gakpo. So I was expecting a good scoreline rather than a 1-1 draw.
I think it was a very good performance from Ecuador.
Yeah.
Because Gakpo scores in the 6th minute, and then it could have been more than 1 goal. They regrouped, played well, and they kind of changed my mind. That's why I have their goalkeeper for the week.
You can see 15 shots to just 2 from Netherlands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're more of a counter team. Worked out really nice for them.
Caicedo looks really good. Caicedo is the next CDM kind of.
Yeah, but the big thing is that Ana Valencia got injured in this match. So
okay, so we can't really bet on the next match for Ecuador.
Yeah,
Scoring wise
at least. Okay, so that's that for Netherlands, Ecuador. Yeah, soccer versus football. I didn't really enjoy this match, to be honest. I think Muqtada should take on this one.
Yeah, it was mostly pretty drab. One of those boring kinds of games. Bottom of the Premier League kind of a game. Both sides more interested in just hoofing the ball upwards and just. I think the possession stat in contest should give us more of a foray into this game, because I think most of the time the ball was up in the air in in
So
contest. So not
teams,
much to
teams,
talk
teams
about.
like England, you expect quality from the squad, what they have, the players they have. But
Yeah.
for some reason against USA, they didn't live up to their what real quality
Yeah,
it
they were
is.
just moving
I
ball
And I
around.
think we gotta give some kudos to USA on this one. Their
So
midfield was
Yeah.
up for it. They ran themselves ragged. Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie in particular, they impressed me a lot. They were like pressing all the
Pulisic has,
time, and
I would say Pulisic was also very good on the field as well. So
yeah,
so
whenever they had the chance to spring
Weston
forward.
McKennie, you don't always vouch for him being a good player, but in that match he was surprisingly better than expected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
not
think,
Yeah.
much.
Also,
yeah,
I feel England were not that good. You expect them to be able to
Exactly.
beat them down. I think England were
Disappointing,
very
very
average,
disappointing.
very disappointing, and
I think
yeah,
England played just like their manager wants them to,
Yeah.
which was careful, defensive,
Yeah,
and they were okay with a draw. So England were just being smart, and the next game will tell us if it turned out the way they
It
hoped.
was smart, but still you
yeah. I
can't
mean,
be
you're in a
expecting draws or playing safe. This is World Cup. You
yeah.
can
There
get
is a
knocked
World
out.
Cup.
You
It's a
can get
tournament. I mean,
disqualified from
They
a
just
game.
want to be safe. So they don't want to concede any goals. So they were
On
just
the other
dragging
hand,
ball
you
around.
have teams like France, Brazil, Portugal just winning each and every game to advance to the next knockout round and not taking any risks. That's what you expect from a good team. But I think England wasn't going for that.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, given the
they
quality
win.
that England had compared to America, like they had Harry Kane up top.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
mean,
Having that team, you should go for the win. But for some reason, they were content with a draw. Apparently,
yeah. England looked out of ideas. Their wingers looked
as
lost.
Abdullah said, it's the manager how the
yeah,
manager
Yeah,
it
expected to
looks
play.
more Gareth Southgate than anything.
Yeah. So that's that for England versus
Wenger
USA.
opened the game,
They,
right?
they call it a debate between soccer and football. It's never going to be
That
soccer. It's just one
it's what
country.
we can
Nobody
say.
cares anymore for soccer. So it's
Apparently,
always going to be
the
football.
Aussies call it soccer too.
Yeah.
That's why they are going out as
Australia
well.
is not real. I think we all know that.
Abdul Karim incoming.
All right. So Tunisia, Australia, another bottom teams match. Tunisia, Australia,
Hmm.
1-0. Good, good win from
Probably a
Australia.
good game.
Yeah, probably a good game. Uh, Probably better than England versus US. I don't know. So Poland and Saudi Arabia. Apparently, this was the match where Saudi Arabia actually played like a big team, but
Yeah,
Poland
Low-key an
did to
upset.
Saudi
But
Arabia what
still
Saudi
lost
Arabia did to
big time.
Argentina.
Yeah, basically an upset given how good we have seen Saudi Arabia to be, and even as how the stats suggest,
Exactly.
and how we
So
know that they
looking
can
at the
handle
position,
good
shots, and target.
players like Messi and Lewandowski.
Yeah, so just like this, we can say like Argentina was having the same bad day, even though they
So,
had more shot,
so
more
according to
possession of the
according to
ball,
Khalid,
still
Saudi
Argentina
Arabia
lost.
is better than Argentina. And since Poland beat Saudi Arabia, Poland is still better than Argentina and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
So
So
Poland is
all the
in
hence
quality
Robert Lewandowski is
Lewandowski is
better
to know
than.
bringing,
that we will get
all
to
the
know that in the
Barcelona
next
quality
game.
Lewandowski
Yeah,
is
we will
bringing
know this
being
after the
translated into the best
who's the
country,
winner.
Poland.
We will get
All
to
right.
know that in the next game. I would say like
actually, the intent with which Saudi came out to attack, I was expecting something like that from England or
Yeah,
Argentina,
yeah,
one of the
they
bigger
did play
teams.
like a big team. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was really surprised.
we
it was
need
a very
to
entertaining game.
yeah, we need to
And
give credit to Chesney for the penalty double
yeah,
stop.
Oh yeah,
for the
for
double
sure,
stop, big
for
time.
sure.
That would have changed the game. Yeah.
No wonder he's called Sir Chesney
Yeah.
or Sir Chesney.
All right.
What
So
could have been had he not smoked those two cigarettes in the Arsenal locker rooms post his howlers? He'd have been a legend with us.
Muktada, I
Unlike
think you
me.
can show some sympathy on this for Chesney. If anybody can understand it is Muktada and Abdul
Murtada
Karim.
had declared that Chesney was the best keeper when he saved it. So
Yeah.
yeah, Arsenal bias, who knows?
Tell you what, interesting thing about Chesney, when he moved to Roma, his second in the goal was Allison. He kept Allison off the first team. Then when he
Yeah.
moved to Juventus, he benched Buffon. I mean, I
Allison
get
was
it that it was past
Allison was
Buffon's prime, but still.
yeah.
Chesney, greatest of all time.
Yep,
All right. So
there is an argument to be had.
next match was France and Denmark. Lot of money on Denmark by Mirza. Let's see what he has to say about it.
I was expecting a 2-1 scoreline, but the other way around. Denmark had all the control, but the French just had that quality in the final third. Denmark need a pretty good striker, or at least a striker who's in some kind of form. They can get to the final third, but they can't finish. So I think Mbappe just steals the match away from Denmark. The control and everything.
The difference between the teams.
In my personal view, I think Christensen should have been sent off for that pullback on Mbappe. He was going through on goal. Doesn't matter if the two defenders are on their side. Everybody knows Mbappe is going through. Once he gets that touch, he's in front of Christensen. He needs to be sent off.
So yeah, about the Christensen thing, it's only I think only because Mbappe was near the half line.
Distance.
It was yellow. But if we know, if we are being accurate about it, we know what Mbappe can do when he gets the ball at that point of the match. So yeah, that could have been goal. So in that sense, it should have been a red card. Apart from that, yeah, I mean, why do you think France got the win now and didn't win the last two matches?
Probably because Mbappe didn't take it seriously. Probably because Mbappe was occupied with his contract talks. There could be multitude of factors.
So you keep thinking as Mbappe as not a big mentality or a big player.
Big game player. Yeah, he hasn't proven that yet.
Yeah, but
in Champions League, they all disappear.
Yeah.
So let's see if they can.
He won a World Cup at 18. Remember that Champions League run with Monaco?
Again,
to Argentina goal as well.
I think the man of the match was Griezmann, not Mbappe. Even though he got two
Griezmann
goals,
was everywhere.
Griezmann was defending. He was linking up play, and the second goal was all Griezmann.
All Griezmann. Yeah.
Mbappe just had to jump at the ball. He didn't have to jump at the ball. Just stay there, and it was hitting him and going inside. So I think Griezmann went very underrated.
Clutch.
But you still have to give it to Mbappe because he actually got it.
Yeah. So clean match from France and Denmark. Yeah, Mbappe started toying around with the right backs and defenders in the end. That was really sad to look at. The next was Argentina and Mexico. Khalid, tell us about this game.
So the thing with this game was Argentina came out with a very bad setup. I felt personally, I felt like compared to what Mexico were doing. So I felt Argentina's setup. I felt Mexico's setup was the perfect counter for Argentina's setup. So Argentina could not get going at all, and the fact that Argentina did not change anything at halftime was very weird to me.
Exactly.
And it was very weird to see because Argentina started a game with a CDM, but that CDM would drop in between the center backs for build-up and would play long balls from there, even though they had Lisandro Martinez, who is better than him at playing long balls.
Exactly.
And in the defensive phase, he would come forward and be a CDM.
Exactly.
Which was very weird because most teams do it opposite, the other way around.
Just to be sure, which player are you targeting over here?
I believe I don't remember his name.
Yes.
If we can,
if you could switch to the lineups on the shared screen.
I him out. Rodriguez. So he was the one who was dropping in between Lisandro Martinez and Otamendi.
See, that's what our problem was. Me and Abdullah were really mad at Paul being the CDM. He was never in his position. So, and Rodriguez was doing the same thing, but opposite of DePaul, he was elsewhere. So this space in the middle was always empty. So any defender, if it was any other defender rather than Otamendi and Lisandro, they would be really mad at their CDMs for just keeping that space open, but no one was blamed in the first half. Mexico couldn't take advantage of that,
This,
and
yeah.
surprisingly, they didn't score. But any other big team could have probably scored 4 to 5 goals in the first half.
Also, I mean, on the paper, it looks the formation looks fine, like a 4-4-2, but this is not how
Exactly.
Argentina played. Because
Yeah,
McAllister was playing as a center midfielder, he was not
yeah,
playing as a winger, and Argentina was playing with basically Lautaro Martinez as a striker, Messi as a number 10, Di Maria as a right winger, and they had no left winger. They just
yeah,
had McAllister as a center midfielder behind Messi.
yeah,
Rodriguez was dropping in between the center backs and was playing like a half part-time
yeah.
center back. And for some reason, Rodrigo De Paul was always
Everyone.
overlapping their fullback,
Exactly,
which was
exactly.
very weird. They had a lopsided
Overlapping,
formation.
they even touch their shoulders multiple times during the match. What
Yeah.
position is that? Who is he looking out for? Is he man marking his own team? And then obviously Messi had three players on him.
Yeah, it was very frustrating to watch Argentina. But later on in the game, they subbed Rodriguez and McAllister off, and
62nd
I
minute,
think they
yeah,
looked much better with the
definitely.
substitutes. I believe they subbed.
Enzo,
Um, yeah, they brought on Enzo Fernandez for
Alvarez,
Rodriguez. I mentioned him in the group just before he got subbed on, and he came on to score a goal. Um, they brought on Christian Romero as well as a centre back. But I think one of the big changes was Julian Alvarez. I think he changed the game. It was fantastic.
definitely.
Just causing all, he was just causing chaos, and I think it was really good.
In the
And
substitute.
also a bit of shout out to Ezekiel Palacios. I think he was half decent as well.
The goal by Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, he was he. I think he was very good. He was more attacking compared to Rodriguez. Rodriguez was just playing long balls. I felt like Enzo Fernandez was passing the ball out of
Yeah.
the pressing situations instead of just lofting the ball forward and hoping for the best.
For some reason, Irving Lozano, you in our minds, he's a big player. But
Yeah,
this
he
match,
is.
he was nowhere to be found. To be honest, I could only
Yeah, he
see
was
him
pretty quiet.
pressing
I
random
felt.
players. But that's all I saw of him.
Their setup was defensive.
Exactly.
His
Yeah,
job was to just run at the balls. I mean, he can't do much
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
He was 1v whole defense, five sometimes. And I think personally, the match changed when the Mexican captain, what's his name, Guardado,
Godard, the
when
most capped player.
yeah, the most capped player, their senior player, he got subbed off, and then he emptied, he kind of left that gap in midfield where Messi kind of found the space and scored.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't go off, the game would have been different. So Argentina kind of lucked out.
So Mexico, from what you guys have told me, Mexico came in with a draw mindset, a
Yeah.
tie mindset. Because if everybody was pressing and nobody wanted to score, that means that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
Looking at the stats, I mean, 4 shots and one on target is still respectable, but they still couldn't score anything. So, yeah, Mexico had a defensive mindset. I don't know what Argentina had going on for them.
I mean,
But
Argentina need to change their playing style rather than going for long shot. They have to start playing like a genuine team, like going through and breaking through the defense. That would be the best approach. I mean, I would say Mexico looked stronger for everyone. Like as you guys mentioned, like they had a pretty good team. But I would say they observed the last game of Argentina against Saudi Arabia and they knew what is the weakness of Argentina. And the stupidity of the manager was playing the same team in the same way, which was the biggest upside down for Argentina. If they could have got some new ideas to go through, they might have
Mexico,
done even
Mexico
better
did
than this.
Mexico did learn a lot from Saudi Arabia's match. It was kind
Exactly.
of similar to how they treated Messi and
Exactly.
and
That
the
was my point.
and
Like
the wingers.
To
they get
the
to know after watching the game, like what's the weakness of Argentina, and they did pretty good work performing the same thing of holding their players. So
To the
that was
guys,
impressive about Mexico.
yeah, to the guys who've watched the previous World Cups, I think the tables have changed with Messi and Ronnie. Ronnie used to be in a team where it was either Ronnie or bust. He had to do something in the World Cups or in the Euros after the golden generation. If you go back to the South African World Cup, it was just him. If you go back to the Brazilian World Cup, again, him and maybe another good player. Kind of like what Messi is facing now. And it's just tough on him because it's old age, and him and Di Maria are just the only bright sparks in
I
the
felt
team.
like I feel like Messi faced this issue more last World Cup
Yeah,
in
True.
Russia
Since last World
because
Cup.
so it
they
started last
had no
World
one.
Cup,
Yeah.
and it is still going on, and nothing much changed. But even with all that, I think if they improve their starting 11, they can be much better than just being a burden to the team. It's a
I
negative
think
word.
Lo Celso and Dybala are also
Lo
big
Celso,
names.
Lo
Yeah,
Celso.
they should have come on. They need to start bringing these guys on a bit more.
Dybala is a good sub, super sub. He can come in 70th minute, 80th
Just
minute.
like, we'll talk about him, but just like how Sane came on being injured,
Yeah,
Dybala
oh
will
yeah,
do that for
definitely.
Argentina.
Sane was an impact. So let's move on to the next match. Uh, where were we? So we're done with Argentina, Mexico. An upset from Costa Rica for
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing much to talk about that.
Yeah, except my misery, I bet big on Japan goalkeeper as well as
Oh yeah,
attacker. Kind of lost points on both fronts.
yeah. He went with the Gundagurdi, but it didn't
Yeah,
work out.
I did.
All right. So
This was
Morocco,
the
a
biggest
big
one.
upset for Belgium. Surprising win, 2-0. Again, with the 33 position, 10 shots, equivalent shots on target. They won with a 2-0 in the end.
Whatever issues Belgium have, they have to solve it out, man. But
Yeah,
I
they
want to
need
see
to
De
figure
Bruyne
out.
to play.
Yeah, someone talk about what ZH did here.
Yeah, I actually did not get time to see the highlights of this game. So, but from what I've read, I think ZH went God mode in this game. Free kicks, long
Oh
balls were
yeah,
on point.
those were insane.
And I think that Zakaria put the ball in straight from the free kick,
Yeah, from the corner.
basically from the corner. So that was pretty sensational.
Yeah,
Apart from that, on the Belgium side, I think Michi Batshuayi was abysmal in this game. I mean, you have Kevin De Bruyne behind you, and if he can't assist you,
it is very sad for
yeah,
De Bruyne
bad.
to have Batshuayi to receive his golden assist.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. And as De Bruyne said that they have an aging squad, I 100% agree with it. They
yeah.
have, I believe, they have no pace in their squad apart from those youngsters and Doku or someone. But their
And
manager
this
refuses.
happened.
Roberto
The same
Martinez
thing
refuses
happened
to
in the
start him.
previous match. The
And
same thing
yeah,
happened in the previous match. Batshuayi wasn't scoring, and suddenly he did. So everybody forgot about how bad he played in the starting,
yeah.
and that showed again in this match. So it was fun to watch all the players celebrating with their mothers uh, from the Moroccan side. That was very hearty, and yeah, that's about it for this match.
Yeah.
Moving on. Uh, let's see, who do we have? So Belgium, Morocco, Croatia, Canada, 4-1.
It was a good one.
All right. So Abdul Karim, do you want to take up on this?
Honestly, I didn't watch the game, but from what I have read, what I have seen, like what I've seen in the highlights as well, it really like all of the team had played really good. Even the goal with uh the first goal with the I don't know how to pronounce his name. Kerma,
Also Davies.
Kramaric.
Andre Kramaric.
yeah, Kamaric, yeah. So yeah, his goal was pretty much all good. All team effort was there. Other than that, I would say Canada did play good, but that was not on the point and like on point for them.
Yeah.
I was
I
expecting
wonder
something
how
from
much.
Modric as well. I was
I
expecting
wonder how much Drake lost money on Canada.
Uh,
Belgium.
I was expecting something
who
from
you
Modric
choosing
as
if
well,
Drake is
like a
betting
goal or
on you?
so. but
So
I
he did his
heard
part.
Kovacic
why
was
are we
brilliant
not
this
talking?
game,
Why are we not talking
creating
about
chances
Alfonso
from
Davies,
everywhere.
the 68-second goal? Started off with a good goal, but ended so horribly for Canada.
Yeah, Croatia just came back.
Yeah. So Kramaric was surprisingly really good. And as we discussed earlier, it was Modric, Perisic uh, giving the pre-assist and the assists. So yeah, hopefully Modric will give me more points this week and not just
Modric still good. Modric still controlling the game. Amazing at this age.
True that.
he's still the young Modric. Somehow he doesn't deteriorate.
He never gets old. That's what is the specialty about him, I
Paul
would say.
Rada football.
All right. So I think that's about it for Croatia, Canada. And moving on, we
Modric has
have
gotten better past 30. I remember him at Spurs in his early days. He
yeah,
was kind of here and there. But as he matured, he became one of those world class midfielders.
Croatia didn't qualify for one of the World Cups recently, but I think he would also be one of the players who would have played for 5 World Cups, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, let's move into Spain and Germany. Abdullah, you want to talk about this?
Oh yeah. So I was totally expecting Germany to win 2-1, maybe something like that. Uh, it was a very, very interesting game. Good tactics by both Luis Enrique and Hansi Flick. I think Flick got it a little bit wrong with what's his name, Goretzka trying to cover pacey Ferran Torres or Asensio if they switch, or Olmo for that matter. Olmo should have finished his chance. They were lucky in the end. Germany were lucky to come out with 1-1. But
Yeah.
Musiala, I
Silky.
know we've been talking about him. I hope he would have scored the goal. He was in my FPL team, fantasy team. It was just beautiful. Just every time, if you get the time to watch the match, just look at Musiala and look at the first touch he takes. It's always facing the goal, the opponent's goal. He always moves on the front foot. That is something you need to be brave to do that. The most difficult touch is the first touch, and you always take it in the positive direction. It's amazing. And Pedri looked very nice. Pedri, I think Busquets was the one who let Spain down for the most part, even though it was his pass who gave Alba the chance to put the cross in. But Busquets was defensively weak. He kept giving the ball away. And Pedri was sublime. He did his job well. Whatever was assigned to him, he was almost perfect. And Morata, I just I don't know what to say. Morata can do this, and he can also miss the
It's a
sitters.
0 to 100 and
Yeah.
100 to back 0.
Yeah, it's just and a nice goal by the underdog striker.
Full crook.
I was hoping Havertz would come on, but good call from Hansi Flick to bring
Yeah.
on the guy who
Outright
Best
number.
at this point. Yeah.
is in form. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think Sane came on and added that extra spark to
100%.
Sane,
that
yeah.
game.
Sane should have finished that chance at the end.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Right.
one of us missed
Germany
that.
had two guilt edge chances that they missed. One with Musiala and one with
Musiala and
Sane.
one with Sane.
I
I
think
thought Sane would put that away.
we should cut
Wanted
Sane
to
some slack because playing with an injury for your
That
country and
was
then
the
making a
Unnecessary.
thing.
difference, it's
Yeah.
just too much to ask from one guy.
Yeah.
But he did, like he did his job, I would say, after coming in after, like injury and all.
All right.
Crazy
So
game.
moving on to the next match,
I think easily one of
Cameroon,
the most entertaining games this World Cup.
Yep.
Spain, Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Spain.
Yeah, one of the neatest matches. All right. So Cameroon and Serbia. Let's just go through this real quick. 3-3 draw. Serbia looking up with the possession.
The goat Choupo-Moting scoring the equalizer.
Yeah. And then we also have Mitrovic, who was supposedly in form, but finally he scores for
I
Serbia.
have not seen any clips of this match, but apparently Milinkovic Savic was out of this
Amazing.
world, and his goal is also amazing, it seems. So I've seen people on Twitter just go crazy about him and are like, whatever team they support, they are like, we need to buy when Milinkovic Savic, ASAP, etc.
They were both bottom in the group, and now they've drawn.
Milinkovic Savic plays a different position than he plays for his club. For
For Lazio.
yeah, he plays higher up, so he gets the chance to affect the game more scoring wise.
Yeah, work.
So that's that for Cameroon and Serbia. South Korea and Ghana. This match was really.
Khaled's team.
Khaled, you want to talk about it? This was a very active game for some reason.
Yeah.
It was a counter attack after counter attack somehow.
Yeah, so none of us expected this game to be interesting or anything. We were all looking forward to the bigger game later on the day.
Right.
But this game, you could say, came out of the syllabus. We had Salisu scoring first. I was happy because I had him in my team. But out of nowhere, Korea did their comeback, scored twice, and then Ghana came back and they won the game. And out of nowhere, the game.
I've been talking about that guy since the start of these videos.
Yeah. So Mohammad Kudus.
Kudus has been
amazing
consistent,
talent, has
quoting
been
Ram.
doing very well for Ajax. Has I think 5 goals in the Champions League group stage this season. Outstanding talent. I think he plays right behind the striker. Left-footed, pacey youngster. Very good, very brilliant from him.
Would you take him at Arsenal? That's the big question.
I think we have in his position. I think we have a better player. So no.
As a backup, as a talent.
We have a better player at backup as well.
So who do you think that is? Like, I mean, I've
we
heard
do have
all three positions up front.
We have Fabio Vieira, right?
Maybe as a backup for Martinelli and Saka.
Maybe yes. Maybe yes. Yeah. For Saka backup, I think yes. We don't have a proper backup for him, right?
Okay, yeah. No more of Arsenal talk, please. They've still not won a league yet. So I'll be happy to hear more from Arsenal fans when they win something. All right, moving on to Brazil and Switzerland. Abdullah, you were excited about Casemiro's goal.
Yeah, a very instinctive finish from Casemiro. Guess now we have a striker up front in United. Casemiro seems like he can fill that role, I guess, with Ronnie leaving. It was a very good game. I was really excited for the Vinicius goal because he was in my team. Sadly, chalked off for offside. Brazil played really well, and Switzerland actually looked off the pace a bit.
Exactly.
I expected more from Switzerland from their previous performances, from the Euro performance. They're a very good team. It's just they're missing something. And Brazil had control. They had the possession. They had the bulk of the good chances. There weren't many chances, but they had the bulk of the good chances.
It was only the second match, and Switzerland looked exhausted. So, is it Brazil bringing out that side of Switzerland? Who knows?
Or Xhaka giving everything for Arsenal and nothing for his country.
Already trained for the
Xhaka,
club.
I thought Xhaka had a very good game. He was run ragged by the Brazilian midfield, and he was
didn't
still
do anything. He wasn't the problem.
Yeah, he wasn't the problem. So the last match,
any of you noticed the filthy Gabriel touch and turn to release Vinicius?
Actually,
that was one of the skills of the tournament for me.
Yeah.
That was one of the skills of the tournament. If you haven't looked at it, I suggest go and have a look. That was a pretty filthy touch on the turn.
It is impressive, but the way he reacted to it seemed like a fluke. But they're Brazilians, so you can't call it a fluke.
They're Brazilians. You can't call
it. Sorry, my network is having some problem.
Yeah, not interested.
We can say like Switzerland holded Brazil really good, like as what we might have expected. Like Brazil is going like for more goals, but 1-0 was good result. Like not in the favor of Switzerland, but they holded them really good.
All right, so let's just wrap it up with Portugal and Uruguay. Abdullah, you want to finish it up?
Yeah, it's a pretty good performance from Portugal. They had the control, they had the position, except from the Bentoncourt's chance in the first half and a great save by the goalkeeper. I think they had the control in the first half. In the second half, they after scoring the goal, Portugal kind of sits off after scoring the goal and they invite pressure. And then don't think it was a penalty. Bruno Fernandes very lucky to get a penalty and scoring the penalty. And I'm sure Ronnie was angry that he got subbed off. And
Was it Ronnie's goal?
it it definitely touched his hair. So
Hair is part of Ronnie, so Ronnie scored a goal.
But I wanted that goal to go to Ronnie at least, because at least he could get that thing in the match.
okay, I got the points. I'm happy with the end results.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Mirza had Fernand, so he got lots of points. So that's it for the matches from this game week. We'll be talking about our fantasy leagues. Yeah, the updated fantasy for the group. Going into the round of 16, we'll be having unlimited transfers moving forward. So let's hope for the best. All right. That's it for now. Bye bye.